You think so? Welcome to Grace Place. I'm Mindy.
I'm Laura.
This is Laura, and she's going to have a visit with us today. Each one of these episodes, I'll be chatting with inspiring individuals from survivors to advocates to nonprofit leaders about their experiences, challenges, and insights on early breast cancer detection. So today we're going to visit with Miss Laura. So you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey and what you've been through?
Okay, so I first had a dental infection a while back, and I found out from my oncologist and from some other survivors after going through my journey that this is a common thing actually. A lot of times dental things can turn into a breast cancer. So if you're dealing with any kind of infection or dental things, take care of them, please. But then I found a lump, and I started having skin issues and growing in size, tripled in size. And I finally decided, maybe I should see a doctor. Was so busy. I was so overwhelmed with life and being busy with everything, which is something that has shifted about me since all of this. And it needs to shift before you get cancer, because I just wouldn't listen to little cues, little messages, that I would get from my spirit guides. Laura, you need to slow down. You need to quit worrying about things. And finally, I'd get a sickness here or there, and it would clear up. And it's like, okay, fine. You're not going to listen. How about stage 4 breast cancer?
Oh my gosh.
So then I listened finally. But slow down. Take your time. Things are still going to be there on the other side. I really want that message to get across. But I saw a doctor in a local clinic, and they got me set up with Medicaid and had me do the testing and everything. And I had a very close friend that was the technician that did my mammogram. It was my very first mammogram.
Oh, wow.
And I was 53, having my very first mammogram. Or was I 52? I think I was 52 then when it was detected. I'm 54 now. But she didn't think I was going to make it. She couldn't tell me anything because, legally she couldn't, but she really thought that I was going to die soon. It was pretty bad. It overtook every lobe of my breast. It was in 7 different lymph nodes, and another tumor had developed outside of the whole area, deep in my chest wall and inside my torso. You would have to cut me in half both ways to get to it. So they went in hard with medical stuff, and I'm a natural person. I'm doing all natural deodorant, all natural creams. I make my own face products. I do energy healing. It's part of my work. I'm just not somebody who likes to take anything. And so going in to do chemotherapy and radiation and all the things they had me do, I was like, no, I don't want to do any of that. And but because of how severe it was, and they really made me understand that if I did nothing, I was gonna die soon. So I said, okay, I'm going in this with every bit of ammunition I have. So that meant my thought processes, the way that I did things, letting go of what I needed to let go of, learning the lessons cancer was there to teach me, doing the diet that was going to help me, doing the herbal supplements that were going to help me, getting my students to come in and do energy work on me, and me trading in some way with them. And so I did all of that, and I did the chemotherapy, and I did the surgery, and I did the radiation. By the way, I still have my breasts. So the first surgeon that I saw wanted to take everything, but then I saw another one. He's like, no, the cancer's gone. I didn't even go through all of my first round of chemo. I went through 4 of 6 rounds, and it was gone because I did everything.
Oh, wow.
I went at it with everything. So I'm still going through follow-up chemo, just one of the drugs to help clear me up. But I'll tell you that after my first chemotherapy session, I don't want to scare people that may have something out of finding it, because please find it so you can live. Life is a blessing. But I did die. I left my body on the bathroom floor. And my husband, when I came back, It was like finding my way back to my body through all these dimensions. And I got back and I opened my eyes and I couldn't move at all. I was paralyzed. And I had had a couple of grand mal seizures and fell down and just left my body, floated away. But before the ambulance got there, I found my way back. I opened my eyes, looked at my husband, and I'll never forget the look on his face, like, I just lost you. And he was terrified, and my blood pressure was almost nothing when they got me in the ambulance. But I'm here. I made it. And
Yes.
so you can't make it. You can make it through anything. Don't think that just because you get a dire prognosis that you're not going to make it, because you can. You absolutely can. The one key thing that I think was more important than anything was just believing, just deciding and believing, okay, I know I can fight this. I have a lot of tools. I can grab hold of more tools, and I can just learn from this and be on the other side. And so then I decided to close my eyes and see myself, my future self, on the other side, like on the other side of a bridge. And I knew I was going to get to her and I was going to be her. I just had to go through a journey to get there. And I did. And you can too.
Wow.
So if you are going through this or think you might be, know that you can get through this. And it's just my purpose and my mission now in my life to keep healing people and to keep helping them through their traumas and helping them learn where they need to learn and shift what they need to shift so they don't end up with breast cancer or something worse.
What an amazing story.
Thank you.
It has really changed. So, in a way, how has it changed you from before you were diagnosed to today? What your outlook and
The way that I see things in the world, events, circumstances, the way that I feel about certain things has all shifted. I no longer am bogged down by worry and anxiety and stress about things. There's no reason to. It doesn't help anything. And that energy is something I had to completely detach from in order to withstand the medical treatments that were keeping me down to close to death. In order to keep living, I had to detach from those emotions. There's an energy behind feelings, there's an energy behind thoughts and interactions with people. All of it has energy. So I learned not to hold on to that, not to be in that anymore. And before I went through all this, I didn't know fully how to detach from that. But then going through all this and having to survive it, I had to figure out how, and so I did. And really, it's a choice. It's just realizing, okay, if I'm worrying about this, is that helping it? No. Does it feel good to be in that energy? No. So how do you want to feel? How do you want to think? What would make you feel good? Be there. And then once you're there, you're closer to the energy of being able to find your way through whatever it is that you were worrying about. So when you're not worrying, you're clear then. You can think. You can find your way through things. You can find the answers. You can find a solution, or at least accept wherever it is that you are and move on from there. And acceptance is beautiful. That's a new thing. I mean, not completely new. I was learning acceptance before, but now it's at a whole new level.
I'm sure.
And there were people that I learned that weren't really my friend. And for a while it was really painful and hard, but then very quickly I realized, hey, that doesn't feel good and I don't want to be in that energy. It's not going to help me survive. So I just pulled away from it, like, okay, I accept that. They're not really my friend. Moving on. And that feels good. It feels good to have that clarity. It feels good to move on so that I'm saving my energy and my space for people that are my friend, that really do care about me. And so then I feel even more gratitude for them because my focus is there. It's not on the people that weren't there for me. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there where that you know people around you that really don't think about you. You're the one that reaches out to them. Or maybe the only time they do reach out to you, they're trying to get something from you or they're putting you down for something. And you try to excuse it in some way or another. Let go of the excuses. Just understand maybe they're not there for you. And also understand that people that do things like that are very often just people that need to heal. You know, they're coming from an unhealed place, and that's their journey and their path. And just let them have it. You don't need to be a part of it if it's not serving you.
I agree with that. I do believe the body keeps a score, and so when I feel or anyone feels that tension and that constant stress all the time, their body's constantly tense, and of course, how's that going to react? I will say, when we walked out of your store, we're going to go in and take a look at her store, but when we walked out, your energy is very calm and very peaceful, and you know, I'm in a hurry and I'm rushing, and you're just very calm. So I find that very peaceful to be around. That's a different type of energy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I've learned to be in that place after having gone through this, because I wasn't always calm. In fact, some people described my energy as sort of fragmented, sort of scattered, because I was thinking about, well, I have to do this later, and then I'm worried about this, and am I going to get to this? I don't worry about that now. I've learned to just be present, just be right now, and in gratitude every second for this life that I have and what I get to do with it.
Amazing. So if there's one thing that you would tell any woman or man, what would that be? What would the most important thing be that you think would maybe stop breast cancer or help with those diagnoses being made quicker? Or
get checked. If you have any thought, any idea in your mind, hey, maybe there's something, get checked. And if something does turn out to be true, use everything you can to go at it. Use the natural, use the medical, use whatever it is that you have, and believe you can fight it, because you can. It is fightable. Look at me. I should have died within weeks of my diagnosis, and I'm here.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I believe we all have people. We have our people. And there's so many things I never would have made it through without those people. So I'm grateful.
And nobody, if you have nobody, understand that you have you.
True.
You have your higher self, that little voice inside of you that's trying to guide you and help you to make it through things. It's always there. You're always there.
Absolutely. Well, let's go in and take a look at her shop. And thank you so much for visiting with us today.
Of course, you're very welcome.